Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to talk about care homes this week and the process that we go through when we're helping our clients and supporting them. Last week I touched on when people very first come to us, how they are quite often lost in the process and not actually knowing where to start. So I thought I'd do a much more focused Facebook Live really around the process we go and how we offer a personalised service helping people look for a care home. I was recently talking to the lovely Janet Dixon from Yes Can Do Property, and I really get her passion when she starts to talk about when she's finding a home for people. She's an estate agent who's local to us here, sort of in the Hayling Island, Portsmouth area, and the passion that she shows when she's looking for her clients who are looking for a rented property, and how important it is to her that they feel that that's their home. And actually that's very much in line with what we do at Clarity. When we're looking for a care home for our clients, it's not that we're just looking for any care home and it's the first home or the first bed that's available or the first room that's available. For us, it's very much about we are finding somebody's home. So when somebody very first comes to us, we like to get to know our clients really well. So obviously that starts with understanding what their care needs are, and that might be sort of us understanding that, working alongside the wards in the hospital, and getting to talk to the nurses and the family, as well as our client, talking to the social worker that's involved, but really getting to understand sort of what their needs are around their care. But we like to go a little bit further than that. I like to understand where somebody's coming from, what their expectations are of what their home is going to be, because it is their home. Whenever you go and visit a care home, all care managers will also say that this is people's homes and that's what they're expecting it to be. But I like to understand when we go and visit our client. I like to go and see their house, where they've come from, their own home, where they're coming from. If that's not possible, then getting that from the client and their family, we can do that also. But getting a feel of their own home helps us when we're actually going out and having a look for clients, when we're looking at care homes. So that's the sort of first part of our how we start the whole pathway, if you like. So we get to meet the client, get to see them in their own home, or get to see their own home, and we write our brief from that. So we're then going out on behalf of the family and the client and understanding, so looking with their eyes and their ears on their behalf. What we do then from that is to shortlist. So we shortlist care homes and we present our client with 3 possible options, or up to 3. I tend to try and keep it around 3 because otherwise any more than that is sort of overwhelming. But what we have done then is we've found 3 homes that actually have the availability, that are affordable for whatever the budget that has been set by our clients, and it's the right care home. So quite often people end up sort of visiting lots of different care homes, and actually they might choose one and then only to be told sort of when they thought, actually, yeah, we want to go there, that suddenly it's not the right home, that care home can't meet their person's needs. So the list that we are presenting to the clients is very much that meets their brief. We've got all the very personal detail. We then set up appointments on behalf of our clients. Then we can either attend with them or we attend with the families. And we oversee the whole process from beginning to end. So it's a very personal service that we offer. So, and for us, quite often it is in a very rushed circumstances. It might be happening in a crisis circumstances. So we try to take some of the pain away from that. We're not so emotionally involved as obviously family members are, but we don't lose sight of that. So we do support all of the family around that whole process, not just the client. It is very much about the expectations of family as well, how they're going to continue to visit. And an example of that, actually, I had a client not that long ago where the husband we found a home for, but his wife couldn't drive and the family lived further afield. So as part of the service that we offered was actually to find a voluntary driving organisation that would be willing to pick up the wife, and be able to take her, and she could spend as much time as she wanted with her husband at the new care home, and then they would take her back. But as part of that service, they would make sure that she was indoors and settled, and that's really great. So I sort of know a few services around that would do that also. Again, locally, and I know nationally now, we've got Driving Miss Daisy, and they're a national franchise, and they would do services exactly like that, and can recommend them. They're great. So those kind of things are what we do on a very personal level. And from a family's point of view, the benefit of that is that we are doing all the legwork behind the scenes, so you're not having to sort of take time off work or give up lots of long weekends traipsing around the countryside trying to look for care homes. So we're pulling all of that information together and then presenting, and then you're visiting the right homes, and like I say, then we oversee the whole process. I'm going to leave you really with just a couple of tips, and then if you want to go and have a look at our website at claritycareconsulting.co.uk, you can do. We've got a few case studies, and we've got information about care homes on there. The top tip for me, actually, quite often, is the starting point is to talk to family and friends. So family and friends, quite often, you'd be surprised at how many people have experienced the care system or gone through it. And if they have experience of a good care home, it's worth exploring that. There's nothing like sort of word of mouth, and if it's a good home. Obviously, the Care Quality Commission is the regulatory body for care and care homes, so that's a good port of call to go on there, and you can see the latest inspection reports. So obviously that's a really important one to start. But visit the homes, and I know some people say, oh, visit unannounced. I would say do both. Make an appointment, then you're meeting the right person as you go to the home, and then go back at another time. And I quite often say pop back actually on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, because you sort of get to see sort of how the home runs across the whole 7-day week, if you like. When you're visiting, see how staff are interacting with other residents, because that's really important. And make sure that actually you're not necessarily the most important person at that time, because obviously the residents are the most important people. So I like it when actually managers or people that are showing me around home, they actually just say, actually, would you just give me 5 minutes while I just attend to something that's to do with a resident? And that's always a really good positive sign for me. And probably just the thing to leave you with is, when you're actually leaving the home, how do you actually feel when you shut the front door? Does it sort of, make you feel actually quite confident, that your loved one is actually going to be looked after and cared for, and you're going to enjoy going to visit your loved one at that home? And I think that's probably the most important bit for me. As I say, we're always happy to have phone calls and just chat through. So if you wanted to give us a call on 02392 251 351, or visit our website at claritycareconsulting.co.uk. I'm hoping to talk a little bit about finding care at home next week, which is where most of my experience has been in care in the community and all of that. So I'm really happy, and that's one of my big passions is how to keep people at home. So I'm going to try and talk about that next week. But wishing you all a good weekend. Okay, bye.